Despite the CS gas, Palmer tears off his gas mask and leads his 4-man team into the building while slapping at his singed hair.
Alright y'all, welcome back to Common Arms channel. Okay, so today we're checking out a video from the Operations Room YouTube channel. Again, this is a very solid channel. There's a lot of like military and like history focused stuff. Now, we've checked out this topic previously. It's about the SAS siege on the Iranian embassy. Now, it's not a new topic. However, I think it's going to be cool because the perspective is going to be pretty different, especially with the Operations Room. They give a lot of like bird's eye sort of view kind of stuff. And generally what we see with the Iranian embassy siege is usually like first-hand accounts or sort of like a, perspective of people moving through the building. So I think like the bird's eye view will definitely add a little bit more. But regardless of their perspective, this is just a cool topic. I mean, you guys have sort of seen me like emulate it a little bit in some of my shorts and whatnot, but it's very, very cool to hear about. And it's just, again, a very iconic part in history, especially since a lot of y'all have actually seen it on TV, which is pretty cool. But yeah, let's check it out. Should be a good one. Yeah, man, I'm hyped. So it's about 9 minutes long, so not terribly long.
It's 11:30 AM on April the 30th, 1980. A car pulls up next to the Iranian embassy at 16 Prince's Gate in South Kensington in London. 6 men armed with submachine guns.
So come to think of it, I actually have a much better appreciation for everything now, having been to London, because, I mean, I'd hear Princess Gate, and, if I actually didn't go to London, I wouldn't really think twice about it. But since I went to all the touristy spots and I traveled all around on the bus, like, I understand a lot more now, and I think I can appreciate it considering, like, I recognize these places now. It's just weird to think about. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen my London vlog, I would definitely check it out because it was a very good time.
Guns and automatic pistols quickly exit the car, run across the street, and burst through the embassy's front doors, shouting and firing wildly into the air.
Damn, so just
the
like that.
The diplomatic constable, PC Trevor Locke, is swiftly detained by the attackers, who then round up 26 hostages from the embassy staff and visitors. However, Locke presses the panic button on his radio before he is overwhelmed, alerting Scotland Yard to this developing crisis in the heart of London.
Nice, good stuff.
The 6 men come from the oil-rich Iranian region of Khuzestan, an area long repressed by the Shah of Iran. A year earlier in 1979, the Iranian Revolution toppled the Shah and brought Ayatollah Khomeini to power. The Khuzestanis supported the revolution in the hope that Khomeini will grant them greater autonomy. However, Khomeini proves just as brutal in his management of the region, sparking a rebellion which is aggressively crushed. Hundreds of Khuzestan...
That's actually true. I don't really know a whole lot about Iranian history, so getting some background and learning a little bit more about that would also give a lot more appreciation for like what actually caused these guys to go and do this thing. Because again, being in London of all places, you got to imagine, even in the 80s, in 1980, there weren't as many like crazy counter-terror police units, but there were some very serious guys in London. And for you to go and do something like this, you need to mean business. I mean, I guess they had the weapons and whatnot, but they didn't have a whole lot of resistance considering this one constable or whatever only had like a revolver, I think. But yeah, they need to expect something crazy to happen out of it, being in such a busy area, especially in the UK. Now, of course, looking back, the SAS weren't really known to people, but after this, everybody knew who the SAS were.
Pakistanis are killed or imprisoned, but the crackdown inspires a group calling themselves the Democratic Revolutionary Front for the Liberation of Arabistan to carry out militant action against the Iranian regime. The front plans to give the Ayatollah a taste of his own medicine. They find a partner in Iraqi President Saddam Hussein, who is eager to annex Khuzestan into his own country. The 6 men in 16 Prince's Gate have been trained and armed by the Iraqi government, who smuggle their weapons into London in the Iraqi diplomatic bag.
Interesting,
I didn't know that. The militants plan to use their hostages to force the Iranian government to release Khuzestani prisoners. Their leader, Awan Ali Mohammed, promises the hostages will all die if their demands are not met. At the embassy, London Metropolitan Police are on the scene within minutes, and the outside of the building is secured. At the same time, members of the elite Special Air Service are finishing a training exercise in the famous Killing House at their headquarters in Herefordshire when their alert beepers go off. Confused, the soldiers wonder if it's a mistake until they receive a simple message from SAS Director Peter de Billier in London. This is the real thing, pack your gear.
Nice.
22 Regiment SAS is dispatched to London under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Michael Rose. While the SAS...
So I know, of course, the SAS are very like secret squirrely, so you're not necessarily going to understand what they're doing and whatnot, but in 1980, I'm not sure what exactly the SAS would have been up to prior to this, as far as like the experience that these guys were sort of operating with. The only thing I can think about off the top of my head was Operation Mirbat, which happened in like 1972 in Oman, but I'm not sure if these guys would have been a part of that or anything. So if you guys know what the SAS were up to like right before 1980 that these guys were or might have been a part of, then throw it down in the comment section.
Team is on its way. Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and Home Secretary Willie Whitelaw agree on a strategy. The police will handle negotiations, but if a hostage is killed, then the SAS will storm the building. Negotiations begin between the police and Owan, who makes his demands known while the SAS prepares for a military assault.
Oh yeah.
The next 4 days are tense. As the negotiations drag on, the SAS, along with MI5, have been carefully surveying the building.
Oh nice, MI5.
To cover the
That's
sound
cool.
of MI5 specialists implanting listening devices in the walls, the British government reroutes passenger flights bound for Heathrow to fly low over the embassy.
I heard about that.
From May 1st to May 4th, Oman releases 4 hostages, 2 who had fallen ill, and 2 others after the BBC agrees to publicise his demands. The release of each hostage brings hope that the crisis will be resolved peacefully.
Yeah, I forgot what the movie was called. I think it was 6 Days or something like that. It's you know, it's kind of Hollywood-ish, but it gives a pretty good background, and it tells a lot of this information. So if you guys haven't seen that movie, I recommend checking it out. Some people don't like it, but I thought it was kind of cool.
However, on May the 5th, the 6th day, Owan is becoming increasingly irritable at the lack of progress and has run out of patience. A telegram is delivered to the hostages from the Iranian foreign minister, who praises them but ominously writes, "We feel certain that you are all ready for martyrdom alongside your nation."
Damn.
At 1:45 p.m, a series of shots are heard from within the embassy, and 5 hours later, a body is dumped outside the door, along with a threat that the militants will kill the rest of the hostages within 30 minutes if their demands are not met. Thatcher and her cabinet understand there's no going back now, and operational control is handed over to the SAS, with Lieutenant Colonel Rose in local command.
This was all on live TV,
Rose's
too.
plan is codenamed Operation Nimrod. 2 teams will assault the embassy at the same time.
Alright.
Red team will storm the 2nd, 3rd and 4th floors from the roof, while blue team will clear the basement, ground and 1st floor from the embassy garden. Both teams must breach at the exact same time to ensure surprise and give the hostages the best chance of survival. Even so, the British government is told by SAS Director de la Billière that the best case scenario is that 40% of the hostages will become casualties.
Damn. I mean, that's just realistic planning, to be honest, and thinking, but I wonder what the general public's reaction would be if they heard that, you know, they're only banking on, 40% is acceptable.
New cameras trained on the embassy catch the SAS teams moving into position and snipers setting up on nearby rooftops.
Oh, yeah.
With the UK on a bank holiday, the entire nation is about to watch the rescue operation.
Oh, I didn't know it was a bank
live on the
holiday. That's
televisions.
funny.
At
Everybody
7:23
watching.
PM, the code word Hyde Park signals red team to hitch up while blue team moves to breach the back door. 2 minutes later, London Bridge is radioed to the SAS men, and
right.
Operation Nimrod begins.
Let's
A
get it.
diversionary explosion blows in the 2nd floor skylight, which is also intended to coincide with red and blue team breaching the building. However, Warrant Officer Thomas Goodyear becomes stuck on his abseiling rope,
Yep.
and red team cannot breach the windows using explosives for fear of wounding him. They instead smash the windows and toss stun grenades as snipers fire CS gas into the building.
Oh, okay.
Director de la
I didn't know
Billière immediately senses the start of the operation has gone wrong because the teams have failed to synchronise their breaches. The stun grenades ignite the window curtains, and the flames set Sergeant Tommy Palmer's gas mask on fire as he enters the building.
Oh, I didn't know it was his gas
Despite
mask.
the CS
What?
gas, Palmer
Whoa, no way. I didn't know it was his gas mask. I thought it was like his leg or something. What the heck? Imagine trying to freaking walk into this chaos where there's, actual gunmen and whatnot, and your gas mask is on fire. Holy cow. Now, having used plenty of flashbangs, I wouldn't imagine that ours would really set the curtain on fire. So I wonder what the flashbangs look like back in the day, if they were that different. But yeah, maybe those curtains were just like really flammable or something.
tears off his gas mask and leads his 4-man team into the building while slapping at his singed hair. He spots a militant on the other side of the room dousing the carpet with kerosene and points his MP5 submachine gun at him, only for it to jam as he squeezes the trigger.
Oh my gosh.
The militant
Come on,
sprints into the
HK.
hallway with a hand grenade and heads for the telex room, where most of the male hostages are being kept.
Oh snap.
Running after him into the hallway, Palmer calmly pulls his sidearm and drops the man with a single shot to the head before he can kill any hostages. Upon
Beautiful.
realizing they are being attacked, the 3 militants guarding the telex room begin indiscriminately shooting the male hostages, killing one and wounding 2 others. Hearing the shooting, Palmer leads his team to the telex room. They burst through the door where the militants quickly try to hide among the hostages. One of them rises to throw a grenade, but is shot by an SAS operator.
Got him.
Another is lying on the ground, but is discovered and shot when he also attempts to detonate a grenade.
Good grief, the
Palmer
grenades.
and the SAS team begin evacuating the hostages out of the telex room, not knowing that one of the militants is hidden among them.
We'll see what happens with him.
Half of Blue Team emerges onto the first floor balcony and detonates a frame charge, blowing in the reinforced windows before tossing in stun grenades.
Oh yeah.
One of the hostages, BBC employee Sim Harris, is in the room but unharmed. Blue Team moves to the next room, where PC Locke.
This is so cool seeing like the actual like layout and whatnot. I'm just trying to like think about how I would move through this. What is this actually? This looks like the game Door Kickers. If you guys have seen me play that game, it looks very similar. Come to think of it, it'd be kind of cool to actually do this specific mission in Door Kickers.
PC Locke is fighting for his life. The police officer had tackled the militant's leader Owan when the assault began, and is attempting to draw the revolver he has carefully concealed since the beginning of the siege. However, Owan has gained the upper hand, and is about to shoot Locke when an SAS soldier shoves the militant leader, and another kills him with a burst from his MP5.
Good stuff. Good
Both
timing.
Harris and Locke are safely evacuated. The other half of Blue Team breaches through the rear doors on the ground floor, led by Staff Sergeant Peter Winner.
Damn, there's a lot of them.
The ground floor is clear, and Winner leads the team to the cellar. After tossing stun grenades, Winner spots a crouching figure in the corner of the darkened room, and empties his entire magazine into it. He finds out later that he has just shot up a dustbin.
Oh my gosh.
One floor above, the female hostages are found
That's
unharmed
great.
in the cipher room by Red Team. They join the rest of the hostages being evacuated down the main staircase.
The entire magazine.
Staff Sergeant Winner is shepherding the hostages down the stairs when he notices the hidden militant among them with a grenade in his hand. Just before the militant can pull the pin, Winner instinctively bashes the man with his MP5, sending him crashing down the stairs where 2 SAS soldiers unload into him.
Light him up.
The hostages are evacuated to the back garden, where they are bound with plastic cuffs to await identification.
Just like that.
One militant is still at large, before Sim Harris recognizes him on the ground, and he is taken into custody. Operation Nimrod is over after 17 minutes. The crime scene is returned to the police, and the SAS teams disappear back to their makeshift headquarters, where, during their debriefing, the men are visited by an unexpected guest. Prime Minister Thatcher walks into the room and announces, "Gentlemen, there is nothing sweeter than success, and you boys have got it." Amid loud cheering, the men are served ice-cold beer.
That's
The
a cool
rescue
picture.
operation is a success. Of the original 26 hostages, all but 1 is saved, and 5 of the 6 militants have been killed. The SAS has long been an organisation that is content with operating in the shadows, but now the bravery and professionalism of its servicemen is on full display for the world to see.
Yeah, it is.
Millions of Britons have witnessed their extraordinary work in real time, and over the next few years, the SAS will be swamped by applicants wanting to join their ranks.
It's not that easy though. Again, just a really solid YouTube channel. So we saw a lot of the same facts that we heard previously in the other videos that I checked out, but we definitely heard some new facts, which is kind of interesting, especially like how they actually got the weapons in there. And of course, the dude unloading an entire magazine at the dustbin or what have you. But again, it's just really cool to get the bird's eye perspective, so you can sort of see how they're sort of flowing throughout the floors and everything. Just really, really cool to see. And again, the SAS are just like the masters of CQB. A lot of tactics that they were using back then is still stuff that is taught today, which is really cool. And it just goes to show that they're like game changers. And of course, their experience will go pretty far. Experience goes very far, and the SAS have a lot of experience. So again, I know it was sort of rehashing the same topic, but again, it is a very cool topic, and this is a very solid YouTube channel. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section. If there's anything new that you learned, or if there's anything that you might want to add to the video, of course, throw that down below. If you guys want to recommend anything, you can put it down in the comment section, or you can head on over to the Discord and recommend them there, or you can talk to other members of the community. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're always down to talk about the SAS and this specific operation down in the Discord. But thank you guys for supporting the channel, regardless with the likes and the comments and the subscribes. It's always really cool to read the comments, and I'll usually try and respond to a few of them. But if not, I usually end up reading all of them. But I do appreciate you guys engaging with the community and whatnot. It's really cool to see. But that is it for this video. I will see y'all in the next one.